I've got this CPU board. It had a Link Pete Pinballs tag on it, but what this really is was one of the old 2bits.com CPUs that somebody assembled, and maybe that answers why there's machine pin sockets in here, which again, I do not like. It's just too hard to get the big chips in. In fact, I struggled getting that ROM chip and the Ramtron and VRAM into those sockets. Took me several minutes. But this one is the board that's got the problem with the general illumination dimming. And what is strange is that it appears to be controlling U1 properly, in that it sets a bit pattern on the data bus side of U1. The clock signal, which is blanking, what's it called, clock? It's either, let me see what they name this thing. I'm on the wrong page of the schematics. Okay. OC is the blanking signal, and clock is the actual clocking of data into pin 11. So the way these things work is data gets put onto the data bus. The OC pin, which is pin 1, is always low. That's blanking. It's going to be low for all of these LS374s across the board. And then when the CPU wants to latch data into this 374, it puts data on the data bus and strobes pin 11. Then the outputs of this 374 become, or the inputs are copied to the outputs, and that's the way you drive everything on this driver board. Now you can only do that for a split second, because you got to, if it was a, imagine if it was a coil controlled by U2 or U3, etc., then you've got to come back and turn that off over after a certain period of time to turn the coil off. Anyway, let me get back to this. U1, here's what I suspected. And you can see that this CPU is not dimming the general illumination. And it appears to be controlling U1 properly. I've isolated it down to the NVRAM. So what I'm going to do in real time here, I hope, is find system reset. And I should have, factory reset. All right, let's do a factory reset. Start to confirm. And let's connect up the switch matrix. I'll do it again since I wasn't paying attention there. Start to confirm, operation complete. All right, we've done a factory reset. Now let's back out of here and get to tests again. And general illumination. And I'll be darned. That was some weird stuff there. That's just a something left over in the RAM memory was causing this problem, and there's, well, I'm going to have to call it a bug in the software that's assuming something in memory is what it's supposed to be, and clearly it is not. So it looks like I've gotten to the bottom of this thing. Now I'll take it through the rest of the tests and make sure it's, well, let me do the display, because the display was one of the things that was not driving correctly. Now, how does something like that happen? I have no earthly idea. But I guess my friend Jerry Claus, he recommends a factory reset frequently, and I guess I'm going to put that in my repertoire of suggestions for people seeking out help.